All right, let's take a look at managing files. Sometimes you should have the icon down here. It's just basically what's called Windows Explorer, and it shows you like certain file systems. So here on the left, you have your desktop, which literally are icons that are on your desktop from the previous video. We talked about the desktop. We have downloads, so if anything downloads, you're there as well. Sometimes you have documents. Now, when you download something, you can usually prefer where you want it to be. I prefer the desktop so that way I can deal with it. I don't like it in other folders. And then you have pictures, and then you have whatever folders are on your desktop, but maybe put away in a folder. You can do like quick access to it. OneDrive, it's sort of, I don't know if you've heard of Google Drive, but it's sort of Windows' answer to Google Drive. It's what they call like the online cloud. And when we talk about the internet, we'll talk about how the cloud really isn't a cloud. It's just a clever marketing scheme. And then you get this PC, never really fooled with 3D objects. Again, you have the desktop, so a lot of these folders repeat. Documents, download, music, so if you have iTunes, your music store's in there. Pictures, videos, and this right here is the physical hard drive. And on the physical hard drive, it's all the back matter. It's where programs are installed. If you need to look for viruses or something like that, you usually go on the hard drive because that's literally where they are stored. And that's where everything is stored. Now, we may or may not go over drivers and things like that. And I may just mention it, but say your Windows, this is the Windows program itself, and Windows, like when you say like Windows 10, it is a piece of software. Just like, Microsoft Word is a piece of software. It's just a bunch of code that helps your computer run. Back when I was a kid starting out on computers and stuff like that, if you wanted to have your computer do something, you had to like type it out in code and get all that going. You still do that. It's just this right here with the mouse and seeing graphics representing software programs and stuff like that just didn't exist when I first started on a computer. Let's say you're in a picture file. So let me go ahead and close that. There we are. So let's say you're in your picture file and you want to see what the pictures look like. So that's where you get to choose icon size. So extra large, so I know that this is a John Oliver piece. This is another sort of vignette I did for my econ class. And then you just have different sizes. Sometimes loading, if you have a large file of pictures, loading extra large icons can take a while. I like to leave it on details. It gives me a way to sort. And so if you have a long list of files, you can sort by date. So, hey, I took these pictures in May. So you sort. This is actually, it was pretty much all done on the same day. So you have like different times it was done, which can actually come in handy. So if you have 5 copies of the same file and you're like, oh, I want to go back to the first file I created. There are different ways you can name stuff too that helps as well, but this also helps. And then file by type, if you have a folder of mixed files, this helps. And then size. So all of this stuff is pretty useful. This right here is the path it takes to get to that that particular this area here. You can go up one level and it takes you to like maybe the thing itself and then the desktop and then everything on this PC, which is basically the sidebar, and that's where it starts. So here's like a visual representation of the hard drive. So I have a tremendous amount of space free on this. I have a DVD writer, and that's the drive that you put in like DVDs and write to it. So if I wanted to search, so let's say I want to look for all this stuff that's labeled econ. I type in econ, hit enter. It takes a little bit to work on it, but it'll pull up everything that says econ. And usually what it does is it goes after folders in the Windows folder first. The C drive is another representation of your hard drive. It's usually labeled your C drive. So it's still going, still going. So eventually it'll pull up those PowerPoints I have of economics. So if something gets lost, you go into your Windows Explorer and type something in, and it should be able to pull it up. Also, too, if you have a flash drive, or if you have a external hard drive, you would navigate to that. It would populate right here. You navigate to that external hard drive, and you should be able to find it.